What is up, lads? It's Chris Modern9 here. Right, before we start this video, I would just like to excuse everybody for me wearing a sleeveless top. As you probably already know, if you're living in the UK right now, you'll know that it's absolutely sweltering. I'm not even joking. It is really hot to the point where I might even just faint. Let's hope that doesn't happen in the video. But then you're probably wondering, why the hell am I wearing this woolly hat? Well, that's tradition. But right now, the current temperature, according to my phone, is just under 31 degrees. It's that hot. So, yeah. Just please excuse the fact that I'm wearing a sleeveless top. I'm probably going to be taking a shower after this anyway. So, yeah. This is a video at such short notice, so please bear that in mind. Anyway, let's talk about the game today. Chelsea 2, Barcelona 1. I really enjoyed watching this game. I really, really did. There are so many positives to take from this, and I'm sure that Lampard after this knows clearly now what he wants to do with this team. And some of the players that performed today are fantastic game today. Fantastic game today. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, both halves were a carbon copy of each other. The way they went down, Barcelona took the initiative. They started out they came out of the blocks pretty quickly. They passed the ball around. They were trying to create chances early. And coming to the end of these halves, they started to tire themselves out. Which is where we come in. This is where we looked pretty solid. The best thing about that half, the first half, let's talk about the first half. The first thing about that half, we soaked up pressure, we contained the pressure, and we created pressure of our own. And, well, we got a goal out of it. Tammy Abraham getting the first goal in that first half. Sold the goalkeeper a dummy. Great finish. We had Jorginho pressuring the defence from a misplaced pass, blocking it, sort of turned into some kind of assist to Abraham, who got the ball and just, like I said, sold the goalkeeper a dummy. It was a great finish. It's the sort of goal that Barcelona would score themselves. And for us to give them a taste of their own medicine was, well, this is fantastic. Tammy Abraham, by the way, great play. I thought he was excellent. A little bit misfortunate with an earlier chance that he had, where he skied the chance. I think there was a chance for Pulisic. He had a chance, and then Abraham tried to follow up on it, and well, he skied it. But it was good positioning nonetheless. I thought Abraham was top quality. Now, there are players in that first half that I want to earmark. Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, Jorginho, and Kovacic. Now, let's just talk about these players, because these guys really understood what it means for a team to create pressure. And this is exactly what we did in the first half. Kovacic and Jorginho were excellent. Both of those players. These two players, I'm going to start talking about Kovacic. Kovacic looks like a completely different player than he was last season under Sarri. This is a perfect example of understanding what Lampard wants to do versus what Sarri tried to do with Sarri ball. He looks like a completely different midfielder. He's got better confidence going forward, better understanding of creativity, better understanding of creating space, better understanding of knowing where to pass the ball, and he was fluent with that today, and I was really impressed. And the same could be said for Jorginho. Great distribution of the ball, great hold up, great awareness, great understanding, and great pressure as well. The exact same can be said for players like Pulisic, who had a great few minutes. I mean, especially in this heat. I mean, especially in Japan. Japan must be absolutely sweltering compared to here. And I think this was our fourth pre-season game as well. Barcelona, this was their first pre-season game. So they were showing off players like their most recent signings, Frankie de Jong, who came on in the second half, and Antoine Griezmann, who they signed from Atletico Madrid. So, yeah. Anyway, going back to the players that we're talking about. Mason Mount, Pulisic, Abraham. Frank Lampard should be really, really impressed with these guys. Especially, I think we were playing, the formations as well, we were playing a 4-2-3-1 in the first half. And then in the second half, we changed it around to a 4-4-2 when we when we started playing Barkley, Drinkwater, and Bakayoko, and then we later on brought on Giroud. But the first half was excellent. Second half started to pull the gas off a little bit. We switched to our 4-4-2, like I said. Foot was a little bit off the gas, but like I said, it was very much of a carbon copy of the first half, where we contained the pressure. Great defending. We were absolutely solid. Kepa. I forgot to mention Kepa as well. Kepa was a brick wall. There's nothing that can be said poorly about Kepa. It's just such a shame that he didn't keep the clean sheet. He deserved a clean sheet today. Unfortunately, he conceded that late goal by Rakuten, which was, by the way, a fantastic finish. But Kepa today, brick wall. A lot of people have been comparing him to the situation with him and De Gea, where De Gea at Manchester United was a slow start, and then he started to gradually get better and better as the season progressed. And I'm thinking the exact same for Kepa. Now, let's not draw any conclusions. Let's not try to start making comparisons. But let's just start off with the fact that Kepa was a brick wall today. Absolutely brilliant saves. Kept the clean sheet. Well, at least until the end of the game anyway. But he kept that clean sheet. He wanted that clean sheet. I think there were times where the Barcelona attack started to weave in and out of our defence. Caught our defence unawares. This was at a time where Barcelona tried to get that equaliser, tried to come out the blocks a little bit, and we contained them fantastically. Especially Kepa, like I said, great goalkeeping. Excellent. Just fantastic. Giroud, the usual player in Giroud, holding up play as a striker, interacting with the wingers, which is what you kind of want to do. Kennedy. Let's talk about Kennedy. Kennedy was better today. I'm going to put that out there. Kennedy was better today. He was drafted to the other side of the field. He was usually playing as a left side in the previous preseason games, but he was brought over to the other side, the right side. He played better. He was winning the ball. He was getting into situations. His finishing was poor though. Getting on to the end of crosses, terrible with heading, but his winning of the ball, trying to get the ball forward, trying to beat players down the right side. I mean, you could see that he wanted to play with his left foot, but his ball winning was great. His ball running was great, and his ability to try and create a cross. But it was that idea of him trying to switch to his left foot and trying to cross, which was his downside. But pre-season is pre-season. This is what you need for a team to try and understand the way teams are put out. Let's talk about Ross Barkley as well. Ross Barkley, like Kovacic, completely different type of player. Lampard must have said something to these players during pre-season that, you've got to be able to be in good positions. You've got to be able to be present in situations. You've got to be able to receive the ball. You've got to be able to distribute the ball. You've got to be able to finish the ball. Compared to what he had with Maurizio Sarri last season, and the Sarri ball just didn't really click for him. If you remember before, when he was trying to study Sarri ball, and he was trying to get himself, he was trying to force his way into the team, and when you're trying to force yourself upon a system that you're not comfortable with, it's difficult. But when you've got Lampard trying to distribute him in a 4-4-2 formation, you can see that he's more comfortable with that, and you can see that he's more willing to get the ball in positions. And look at that finish. That was a great finish. Great goal. Took the ball on his left foot, just curled it. Nice little bounce. Beat the keeper in the far post. It was a Lampard-esque finish. And look at his squad number 8. What is that? Don't tell me that's fate, right? Yeah, I think Lampard is trying to mould Ross Barkley into this perfect midfielder that he used to be back in his day, when he used to dominate that midfield, just like Barkley's trying to do now. Yeah, and look at this whole idea that we've got in our midfield. You've got Kovacic, Jorginho, Drinkwater, and Bakayoko. Yeah, they've got a long way to go, but they're trying to do their best to get their way into the team. You got Barkley. You got Kante coming back from injury. Let's hope Kante comes back from his injury. You've got a lot of competition in there. Screw the transfer ban. Who cares about not being able to sign players, Maybe the transfer ban, I've been saying this, maybe the transfer ban is a blessing in disguise. Maybe we need these players in the middle to try and compete for positions. And it's a good thing. Give Lampard that headache. Give Lampard that incentive to try and get a backup plan if things go wrong. This is what we need. This is competition. We didn't have enough of it last season under Sarri. We didn't have enough of it under Conte. Look at Lampard. Lampard's got this chance now to mould experience with youth. Like I said, the transfer ban is a blessing in disguise. We don't need to sign players. This is a perfect opportunity to tell some of our young players, look, get out there and show me what you've got. Show me you've got the balls to show that the transfer ban is a blessing in disguise, and give it your all. Dangle the carrot. Show me what you can do. And they're doing it. Mason Mount is doing it. Tammy Abraham is doing it. Kennedy is getting there. I mean, he was slow at the beginning, but he's getting there. Fikayo Tomori in the centre-back position. He's looking very, very good. He looked very solid. He was very aware. Defending was awesome. I mean, the end was a little bit shaky. I mean, giving Rakitic way too much space to be able to plant that in the top corner. I mean, that's something that Frank Lampard needs to focus on. The team needs to focus on going forward. Something that we need to rectify. But the 4-2-3-1 we know works now because of all the players that have been put in those positions. We know how to soak up pressure. We know how to create our own pressure. We know exactly what to do, where to position ourselves to interact with others. We've got the tools, essentially. We have got the tools to go forward and, okay, maybe not push for a title, but work with what we've got. Work with the formation that we know works, that we know that we can use to our advantage going into this season. I would say at this very, very stage in the pre-season, I think we've got the idea of what we want to use. I think in our next game away at Reading, I think this is the final game in Japan, we got the Rakuten Cup. Yay, we got a trophy. We've got our next game against Reading, then we got Red Bull Salzburg, and then we got Mönchengladbach, and then we got the Man United game, the very first game of the season, and then we got the Super Cup against Liverpool. So, very, very busy few couple of games. So, what can we take away from this? Very, very solid game. Solid win. Lampard knows what he wants to do with the team. Great competition in the middle. Front men are doing good. Abraham is looking good. Batshuayi's looking good. Giroud's got good interaction. Kennedy's looking better. Barkley is feeling a lot more at home with this new setup compared to what we did with Sarri ball. Kepa, brick wall. Great solid saves. Wonderful. It's really good to see that Kepa's looking very solid out there. This was his first game, by the way. First game that Kepa's played, and he looks solid as he was last season. Fikayo Tomori looks great. Our defence looked very solid. Just a little bit edgy at the end, where we let Barcelona score. But it's okay. It's pre-season. It's all about getting those minutes in, which is what matters. And yeah, that's it. Next game is against Reading. I don't know when that is. Let me just go and find out for you. That's on Sunday. And yes. Yeah. And then straight after that, I think after this, we've got London Spitfire taking on Dallas Fuel in the Overwatch League. So yes, Overwatch League videos are coming back this weekend. So that's great. We get to watch a little bit more of Stage 4 of the Overwatch League. So that's good. We're going to be bringing those videos back. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of this game against Barcelona in the comment section down below. And until the next video, I shall see you later. Hedor and peace.